Now then, welcome back to the Survivor Series. How you doing? Oh, come on. You wanted to play in my house. You come and play in my house. I'm standing in my window because he's only too high and he can't get me. He's gone now, though, isn't he? He'll have teleported across the other side of the world by now. Goodbye, Mr. Enderman. It was nice to know you. Right, I am busy today. I've been putting on a roof on this bit to keep the rain out. I haven't lit the torches for ages because, well, just because I can survive. I will light them before we actually start the episode proper. But I'm just about to have a sleep and then I'm working on some metalworking. So I will be back in a moment to say hi properly. Alrighty, well, there's a lot of things going on today that I'm trying to keep track of. I'm trying to keep on top of, and I'm trying to multitask as much as possible over here at the blacksmiths, trying to get myself together a bloomery. And it's not as easy as it looks, maybe. It's definitely not as easy as it looks, that's for sure. I'm doing my best to get together 8 double bronze sheets. And it's taking up a lot of resources, and it's taking up a lot of time. But it is getting there. Come on, you can get there soon. It's getting there steadily. Steadily. I'm trying to keep up with melting the bronze in here as fast as I'm taking it out of the ingot cast, which I've only got 6 available to me. I could make more. I know I could make more. And trying to get it all sort of timed right so that everything is in the right place at the right time, in the right sequence, as it were. So that's like danger, can weld, can work, but it soon gets cooled down again. And I'm going to get 2 ingots that are the same sort of temperature so I can weld them together at the same sort of time. So that and that may be weldable right now, let's see. And the amount of times that I've got to that stage and then it's not been workable, and then I come to hammer it out and it's not ready to be a sheet, and then I've got 2 sheets that are different temperatures, and I've got to keep one sheet slightly warm and one sheet's got to get warmed up again to get the 2 sheets ready to make the double sheet. Yeah, it's quite a lot. I'm halfway there. I'm just basically keep topping this up, but I'm running all of my materials, all of my resources down while I'm doing it, but it should be a very, very in-depth thing that I've done, and hopefully I will be rewarded in the long term. Hopefully this general skill is going to get me something in the long term, and definitely having a bloomery working and having iron available to me will be something for the long term as well. So I'm going to carry on melting these together, sorting these out and making some more double ingots using up all of my resources. Hopefully I've got enough to make all of it as I need it. Put those 2 together now. Hopefully I've got enough for everything. Hopefully. Yeah, what can I say? I'm just going to keep going until I run out of resources, and if I've got 8 double ingots at the end, then I'll be happy. I can always go mining again for more, but for this episode I want to get a bloomery made. And finally, the end of a long, long time. Night's going down. I have built myself a bloomery. I didn't record messing it up. And I didn't actually mess it up the first time, which surprised me. I expected to have trouble getting it all to go together right. But it all went together right, and I got it working. And inside here, I've got my first iron bloom. I wish I had recorded it, really, because I did it all right first time. And I normally like to record trying things for the first time, but I wasn't sure how this was going to work. I don't know these things. I'm going to take this all apart in a minute and show you. But for right now, we're going to take this iron bloom out of there, and I think we get some kind of achievement get. There we go. The Iron Age achievement. Pretty awesome. And we get this raw iron bloom, which is 185% raw iron, I think. I think that's what we do with it. And then this is now all cold over here, but I think I can put it in here and heat it up again. Yeah, it does go in that slot. But as you can see, I've used pretty much all my charcoal up. So I've got another little charcoal pit going here. So I'm going to mess around with what we can do with this iron bloom now at a later date. I'm going to throw that all away in there. As you can see, I had a fail. I had an unshaped unknown, and I didn't know what I was doing with it, really. And I also have a brass sheet kicking around, which I think I got from a quest. I've had a lot of quests completed recently. It's been pretty good going. But this setup here, let's go through it together on camera. Now I know what I'm doing. I can hopefully do it quickly and easily for you. So you could see as well. This is just straight from the wiki stuff, right? So we've got... let's take this bit off as well. Just so it's easier to see. Okay, so we've got basically a place to put things and a chimney that goes up. Okay? It's that straightforward. It's a place to put things and a chimney that goes up. Now, the actual bloomery block itself, the doors, need to go on here. And that needs to be sealed in on here. So we have a front door to it. Very, very simple. And then we put the bloomery on it, and it becomes a bloomery. And the way to test that out is to put charcoal in the bloomery, which I, again, don't have any charcoal right now. I might have enough to actually set this up, but I've just used a load of charcoal up in the process of. Here we go, 8. 8 is exactly what we need, actually. So we put 8 in through the front door. I believe you have to put it in through the front door. You could potentially put it in from the top, but you're putting it in through the front door. And build a charcoal pile, right? And that blocks up this front then. So there's nothing you can do with it. Nothing you can do at all. But then you throw in stuff. Why you throw stuff in at the top, I don't really understand why that's a mechanic. Why you can't put it in some other means. But TerraFirmaCraft makes you put it in from the top. And this is like the minimum size bloomery. And I believe every 2 levels you put on it adds another potential bloom inside. So I'd have to go up 2 more blocks on each of these 4 blocks to put another level in. And then 2 more, again, would be the maximum level for 3 iron blooms going in there. And I expect that the 3 iron blooms would come off the same 1 piece of charcoal. 1 charcoal block, should I say. I have no guarantees that that is the truth. I haven't tested it, but we would get there. That's how I sort of understand it. And then you take your, like this rich limonite, which is 35 a unit, and you throw that in the top until basically it stops going in. You've got to put an equal amount. So for every 1 piece I throw in like that gets absorbed into the charcoal, I've got to throw a piece of charcoal in there as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 8. 8 went in, and then it pops back to you. Yeah? So 8 pieces. Now this is 8 chunks of the largest type of iron. I don't know, because I haven't tried the smaller stuff, if 35 over 15 means that I can throw 16 of these in, or 10 of these, or whatever. All I know is that 8 of the biggest ones at the minute, which means I need to put 8 charcoal in there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 charcoal there. I'm just doing a restock, like you can see, so I'll get this back in a bit. And I want to run my charcoal pit a couple more times, because this is going to take me a lot of charcoal to process all that iron into iron blooms. And that's the only way to get wrought iron. So we throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you see how it's got up to the top now. So now it's all the way up to the top, and that is all. I don't think I can put another charcoal in. Let me just check. I think that's done, but let's take 1 more piece of charcoal. Luckily I've got 1 more piece of charcoal to test this out. Let's put 1 more piece of charcoal in. Those of you that are watching that know TerraFirmaCraft are probably going, yeah, and putting some messages in the comments right now. thank you very much for all the little handy hints and tips that you throw into the comments. But be aware that I am going to be doing things for myself as well. I'm a firm believer in listening to people telling me how to do things, but I'm also a firm believer in you cannot possibly know how to do something unless you do it yourself and learn it yourself. So we would light it like this, or is it lit from underneath? Lit from on top? We hit the bloomery door to light it. So lighting inside doesn't actually work. Lighting the bloomery door is the thing that works. And now it's got a shiny bloomery is working thing. Where that glow is coming from, I don't know, because I don't see it in there. But it's there now. Yay! It looks cool, I gotta say. It looks cool. And then on the top here, we've got this molten ore. And I'm not sure I can go on it. Yeah, I can stand on it. I can stand on this molten hot ore. In the same way as I can take ingots out of casts while it's just turned from liquid metal in my hands. But the molten ore there will now take a little while to turn into this iron bloom that we got, which I've put away, haven't I? So eventually I'll be left with just what you saw at the start there. Takes a little bit of time, but we've got time, and I'm afraid to say that TerraFirmaCraft always requires you to have plenty of time, because it is a time sink, an enjoyable time sink, and this pack is an enjoyable pack to play along with. So you should download it and give it a go if you're not already playing it. If you're just playing TerraFirmaCraft, then it's interesting enough, but having something after TerraFirmaCraft makes it even more something special to me. I enjoy knowing that there's something there afterwards, and I just broke that. That gives me an idea for something I want to test out today, actually. Let's go and play around with some steam, shall we? I don't believe I've already got a hammer. No, I haven't. Let's just see what I'm going to need to make a hammer. Let's go at Flaxbeard's, because I was told that we could repair our TerraFirmaCraft tools using a steel hammer from Flaxbeard's. A steel hammer requires 2 wrought iron and a block of iron. Okay. The brass sheets, I could get another brass sheet easy enough. The wrought iron, I've already got 1. I'm making another one out of the bloom, but a block of iron? I don't know how much iron I'm going to get from this bloom. So if I can get a decent amount from this bloom, then we might be in business here, because I've already got 1 iron already, so I need another 10 iron in order to make this steel hammer. And then I believe I need to use it by putting it on top of an anvil, which is another load of iron that I need. So I need a lot of iron to get to that stage, but then I should be able to just sort of place it around here somewhere and have it use the steam from the tank to repair my items for me without using XP, using steam. If I've got an anvil, then I'd probably like to repair it myself anyway. Let's see what we can do with this bloom anyway. We've got to reheat it and then work it on an anvil, I believe. So let's have a look at what we can do on an anvil first. Put the hammer back and play around with it. Right, plans, there is literally refine it. Okay? And that's hit. So I'm going to have to heat it up to work it and then hit it a lot to refine it. And I need that charcoal. It's all about the charcoal right now. All about having actual TerraFirmaPunk charcoal. TerraFirmaCraft charcoal is the only thing that works in here. There's a lot of things that I can do with Railcraft and things like that now as well. Now we've got iron opening up, there's a lot of things that we can start messing around with. And I'm hoping to get into not just flax and getting things like the steel hammer set up and getting a thumper. Also using the Archimedes screw and my vanilla water sources now to feed the steam into the boilers. But also creating things like the fans and vacuums and stuff is going to be interesting to me as well. Rotary craft I'm going to put off for a little while because... Actually, let's make sure this is lit first. Light. Thank you. Rotary craft I am going to put off first because it's big iron ingot stuff. There's lots and lots of iron required to get into the rotary craft stuff, so I can't do much with that just yet. But I was thinking of things like a steam oven, which is a Flaxbeard steam boiler with some steel plates, which would require me to use potentially that steam engine, the hobbyist steam engine, to make some iron plates in a rolling machine. And the rolling machine requires 4 iron, a crafting bench, and some brass pistons, which requires a load of brass, and I've already got the pipes, so a load of brass, and then the pistons requires a double bronze ingot. It's all very, very expensive just to get a rolling machine so that potentially I could roll out the panels that I need to make things like low pressure boilers, when I could probably just do it like this way instead, the TerraFirmaCraft way. And also things like the steam oven, which cooks many blocks at once. Not that I need to cook anything, though, is my problem there. I don't really need to cook anything, do I? The nice thing about Railcraft is all of the blocks and things that are available to you. And the rails themselves are interesting to get about places. I have found that travelling in this world, in the TerraFirmaPunk pack, you can't do it by night. You've got to hold yourself up every single night somewhere, like we did on the first night, underneath the clay. You've got to hide because there's just far too many mobs of very difficult nature come running after you every time they get a chance, and that makes travelling around a little bit more impossible. Well, impossible is probably too strong a word. It's not impossible, is it? It's not impossible, but it is difficult, and that is the problem that I have. It's too difficult sometimes to travel at any great length. I've done a lot of travelling, and I generally hide in a hole every single night, but to go out and around and about, I would like to use Railcraft rails for some means. Alright, well, I seem to have finally gotten up to the point where I've managed to smash it into a refined iron bloom. The other one's finished, and that's now a raw iron bloom, which is what comes straight out of there. This is at 280%. This was only 185%. Should probably put it back on the fire, actually. But that is supposed to be split down. 100% should be an ingot, I believe. So I've got an ingot plus 85% of an ingot, and this one is 2 ingots and 80. But I think I can melt down and put into ceramic molds what I don't use, I think. And the option I just got in the anvil was to split. So I'm not sure if that's a thing that I'm going to be able to do right now. This is straight from the wiki. It tells me that I split anything over 100. And anything less than 100 is worthless, really. But you can combine it by melting it back down again or something like that. You guys who are watching from TerraFirmaCraft people will know much better than me. But all I've got to do here is punch last. Okay, so I've got to go all the way up here and then do a little punch last. Let's do a couple of little hits. No, okay, take it, big one, little one. Oh, I've got to do it again. I gotta keep heating it up. I think this is why I get through so much charcoal. I mean, the charcoal pit gives us quite a lot, but I go through so much charcoal because I just keep working these things over and over again to try and get something out of them, because I just haven't got it right yet. I don't know how to calculate it, to be honest. I think I sat there and I counted how many hits there were, and halfway through going up the scale of how many hits there was on an anvil, I lost temperature and had to go back and start again. So I was never really that sure about what punch. Oh, that's a light hit. I've got a punch last. Medium hit, heavy hit, draw, punch last. Okay, so if I bring it back one more, and then punch it. Okay, so I've got to see how far forward a punch takes me. It is one of those grindy, batting things out, but it does feel like you're working in a blacksmith, I tell you, because it's bloody hot. You've got to take on lots of water. I keep going over to this little barrel over here to get some more water. It's probably going to be empty soon as well. I'm eating all my proteins. I'm eating my snacks and keeping me going. Finishing off the soybeans. Yes, very good. I'm doing what I can to get these things to be the right items I need. I've got no idea how I would do this en masse. This is all just to get one iron ingot. Just all of this working the metals just to get one iron ingot. And it's crazy, I tell you, crazy. Okay, so let's go back one hit and go up one punch. They're not the same thing, look. One punch, no. So let's go back one of those and 3 punches. Back one. Hey, so how come that equaled that? I don't know why that equaled that when that did that. So now I've got an 100% refined and an 85% refined. So I've split it into the two. So the next options I should get are refine it into an ingot. So that should refine into an ingot. This one shouldn't have any options whatsoever. No, because it's only 85%. So I can't do anything with that anymore, but I've got 100% and my 85%. So the next one, I should get 200% and an 80% once I finish messing around with it for ages. And then when we get into here, I think there was a way of melting it down so long as I've got a ceramic mold. So I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. I'm going to put this in here and I'm just going to let it melt. I'm going to let it melt and go into a ceramic mold of an ingot cast and hope for the best. And while it's melting, I'm going to quickly check the wiki to make sure it has to be this or whether it needs to be a ceramic vessel. Well, I checked. Checked the wiki, and according to the wiki, when this melts down with a ceramic mold in the side there, it should go into the mold. Which then I can take it out of the mold, which is a damn sight easier and cost effective than using my hammer to turn it into an ingot in there. I could also use the crucible, but at the minute the crucible's still got a bit of bronze in. And I've been keeping this bronze in here because it's unshaped and still a liquid. So when I needed a new hammer earlier on, while I was doing that, my copper hammer run out completely because I'm up and down all the way, all the time. So it eventually ran out. I just literally took the unshaped bronze liquid and put a mold in it and took it out as a hammer. Let's see then. It's yellow white. It's still not melted. Can weld, can work. It may take a little bit longer to melt down like this, but at least I get it in ingot form. Come on. Give it to me in ingot form. Am I not going to be able to heat this up high enough to get past yellow white? Is that a thing? It said you could melt it down in a furnace, in a forge. Maybe I need bellows for that. It's not going up anymore, is it? Normally ingots go up a bit more. Dang it. Oh, what happened there? Oh, it just duped up a little bit. Put it back in. Does it go back straight up to yellow white? Yes, it does. Okay, but it won't go beyond that, so it won't melt. But it'll stay at can weld, can work. Well, there's an advantage that I didn't know about then. So I could put my refined iron blooms in here and just let them sit there for ages on white, on yellow white, without having to worry about it. So what do I need to make bellows to put on the side here? I need some wood and some leather. Well, I actually have wood and leather. Let's see if I can quickly whip one up and try and heat this up, because I really don't want to be hammering it out every time. The blooms are one thing, but the rest of it I can do without. So do that. There we go. I still should do some more of that leather working, but I haven't needed the leather for anything, so I haven't been bothered. Let's see. Let's get some oak, why don't we? Put put that across and there. There we go. Bellows. Good, good. Awesome. Alright, and down we go. So, bellows are supposed to go, like, here or something? Yeah? I don't think it matters that I'm removing blocks here. Do I hit any particular side? Like that, maybe? Just give it a pump. And that... Does that make this furnace go any hotter? I don't know. Feels like it's going the wrong way, to be honest. Feels like it's pumping the wrong direction. Let's get it out again. And it looks like it should go that way on. I place it there. I can't place it on the crucible side, as it were. I can't shift click it into placement. That might have worked. Yeah, that feels like it's going the right way. Okay. Yes, it is going hotter, look. It's going white hot. Oh, yeah. See, I figured something out. I read the wiki. I know what's going on. But it doesn't always register straight away. Doesn't always register straight away. Come on, melt then. Brilliant white. Yeah, brilliant white. I'll give it another fluff of that. There he goes. Yes. Brilliant white wrought iron ingots. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay, so let's super cool it. Super cool. Chilled out. Oh yeah. Okay, pride of place. My first wrought iron ingot made by my own fair hand. Blood, sweat and tears have gone into this. New inventions. A little bit of a bellows. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But it will help take the heat up rather rapidly at least. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know which way round's better. I guess not using the hammer's better. For definite, yeah. But taking this one stage out where I'm not doing this hammering is a good stage to remove. Having it just melt into the cast is awesome. Alright. Okay. Well, that gives us 2 iron that we needed. But I need a hell of a lot more than that. So... that's going to be 3. Man, this is going to take a little while longer than I expected. Because each one of these is going to make like 2. Got all this as well. Oh, looking at it, I don't think I've got enough. But maybe I can just stretch it. I may have to make this bloomery as big as possible to get as many blooms out as possible one time. In one-time deal, so that I can make as many of these as I can. Having this stuff lying around isn't too bad. It just goes in there. Yeah, it just goes in there. So it doesn't really matter. These double brass sheets and ingots don't go in there. Ingots won't go in a chest, but these bloody great big things, it's like 3 ingots and they won't go in a chest. But you try and put one ingot in there, it won't refuse. Refuse it will. Okay, the other thing was I could put it into a furnace as well, but I don't want to do, in a crucible as well, but I don't want to do that because I've still got a little bit of bronze in there. And I'm trying to keep that for the next time I need to make a tool, because I've nearly run out of this shovel as well, but I need... Oh man, I am surviving, I am getting there, I am running around all over the place. Let's have a look over at the farm. I've had just about enough of hammering out my ingots. For so many hours, well, I say hours, so many minutes hammering and trying to get to the right temperatures and things to just get 1 ingot at the end of it. It is so... ow. Hey guys, how you doing over there? Hi, you having a little pool party? Am I not invited? Okay, fine. You keep your pool party. Let's see. Farming then. Move back onto something that's seemingly a lot quicker and less hassle. Nothing's grown. Nothing's grown since the last time I checked. What about all this wheat? I planted all this out the other day. Got my wheat over here. Got something like rice over here, I think. maybe barley over here, and oats as well. It's all growing nicely. I'm going to have a ton of alcohol, I tell you. I'm going to have a ton of alcohol when you next come down. Because I want to get the cellar sorted out next. There's a cellar mod, which we mentioned. Oh, they've all just despawned instead of coming up for a fight. Dang it. There's a cellar mod. And I want to open up this land underneath here so that I've got a little door in it that goes down into a cellar. There's another one over there just despawned as well. They don't seem to get close enough to me these days to even put up a fight. Yeah, I want to put a cellar underneath this lot. So chances are I'm going to have to do some digging of all the dirt around the place to put a cellar underneath. And I think I want to connect it up so that you go down into the cellar maybe here. So it's by the kitchen still. So it's by all the kitchen stuff. Go down into the cellar and get all the loot of bits and pieces. I've already started on whiskey. Did you see I did rye whiskey in here? Well, now I should have vinegar. Yes, I put a batch of fruit in there to get vinegar. And now when I start sealing things in, all of these are pretty much empty. Yeah, I stopped storing food in here once I realised that they didn't actually stop the decomposing of anything. So I've got a bit of salt in there which I can rub into something. But all my food's been kept in here while I figure out what I'm going to do with it all. Because that's quite a big harvest. Quite a big harvest. And I'm quite pleased with the size of the harvest. That's all decaying and horrible now. But that is it. That's all we got time for, folks. Thank you very much for watching. I am pleased with making the bloomery. I believe to make smelting iron quicker, I can do something about getting a blast furnace. But I need the iron to at least make an anvil at first. And then I can start using the blast furnace to do things. But it's just another big grind to get to the next technology level of TerraFirmaCraft. So maybe I need a break from it for a little while and go off and do something else. Like a bit of building, put the roof on if I figure out what roofing I want to use. A little bit of that. Maybe creosote a few rails up and start thinking about using the creosote oil to make myself some rail beds, to make myself a minecart track out to where I've been mining a lot, so that during the day I can travel there a lot faster by rail. Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. You do not grow there. You do not grow there. You do not grow there. Everything's growing again. So, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the very next episode of the Survivor series. If you didn't learn anything this episode, I hope you leave a comment so that I learned something this episode. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.